everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a makeup basics on how to do an eye look with just one eyeshadow. And that's what I have on today. This is what I love to do for work when I'm in a hurry, is just applying one eyeshadow, blending it, some mascara, and you are good to go. What really got me inspired for this video were some of my lovely coworkers that came to me and, kind of said, we don't even really know how to apply just one eyeshadow. And I said, this is like the easiest thing ever. You just know, or you just have to know like what tools you need and how to go about using them. So this is great if you're a beginner. I give you some suggestions on different primers, eyeshadows, and some companies that have makeup brushes to apply them. If you guys are not a beginner and you kind of want to know how to do more intricate looks, I have other videos on my channel, so go ahead and check that out. But if you are, I hope you find this helpful. And with that being said, let's just go ahead and jump right into the video. I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so the things that you're going to need for this tutorial are some brushes, obviously, to apply the eyeshadow. And you only need two brushes. There are these two brushes right here. Many companies make these. Even e.l.f. that you can, or Eyes Lips Face, e.l.f. that you can find at Target makes brushes like these for like $2 or $3. So the first brush that you'll need is just a flat eyeshadow shader brush, which looks like this. Oh, it's not picking up. It's just going to be a flat eyeshadow brush. It doesn't have to be a long one like this, just as long as the top here is flat, which is going to apply the eyeshadow on the lid. And then you'll need something to blend it out so it doesn't have a harsh line. You'll need a blending brush like this. This one, or these two, are from MAC, in case you guys want to get these. This is the MAC 239 and the MAC 224. What you want in the blending brush is for it to be nice and fluffy. You can also buy a thinner one that looks like this, because you can see the white one is a little bit smaller. Please excuse my dog in the back. But this, you just want it to be nice and fluffy. You want it to be dome shaped like that, and that's really going to blend the eyeshadow on the edges so it doesn't have that sharp line. You're going to also need an eyeshadow primer. This is really essential because the eyeshadows that the eyeshadow that we place, we want it to stay on there and we want it to last the entire day. Now you can do you can put concealer all over your eyelid if you don't want to go out and buy an eyeshadow primer. But I really suggest that you buy an eyeshadow primer. You can use it anytime that you're going to wear eyeshadow on your lids, and you can find some that are not very expensive. The first one that I have here, just some suggestions, the NYX Eyeshadow Base. This was, I think, maybe like $5 around that price. This one is a colored one, so it's going to neutralize the color of your eyelids, because we all have, veins and things that can make the eyelid not one like unison color. The next one that I have here is the Lorac Behind the Scenes primer. These ones I really like as well. This one has a slight color to it. It's got like a creamy white. It's not going to be as pigmented as this one, but again, this is another option that you have as well. The Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion is another great one that I love as well. It's got a little wand right here, and it's going to neutralize a little bit of your eyelid color. My all-time favorite one is the MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. I know these are not the cheapest, but they will last you a really long time. And you kind of have to think about it this way. If you're going to invest in buying eyeshadows, you want them to really look the best that they can on your lid. And having a good primer is going to do just that. So this is just a couple tones like lighter than my like skin tone or my eyelid color, and it just really does a great job at neutralizing the color. Then you are obviously going to need some eyeshadow. So if you're a beginner to makeup, I highly recommend that you get the Naked palette by Urban Decay. This is just the original Naked palette. It's gonna have all the eyeshadows that you could ever want to create various different looks. There's different textures to them, some shimmery, some not shimmery. And for creating a kind of one eyeshadow makeup look, the colors that I love to use from this palette are Half Baked and Sin. I think they just look universally flattering on everyone. But if you do want to go to MAC and get their eyeshadows, they have so many different ones. Some that I love to use is this gold shade right here. I'm not exactly sure the name of it, and I don't have the name written in the back, but I think it's their only just like true gold shade that's part of their permanent line. Another great one also that I have here is All That Glitters from MAC. That one is a great sort of pinkish toned kind of champagne color right here. This one is great also. It just adds a little something nice to the lid. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm first going to take my eyeshadow base. I'm going to use my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. This is just my favorite, but again, any of the ones that I mentioned are ones that I really like as well. I'm just going to take my finger and just dip it in the pot with my ring finger and then apply that just all over the lid. And you don't have to be terribly like precise about this. You just want to make sure that you get an all over color that's even and that it's nice and blended with your finger. So I just like to do kind of sweeping motions like that. Alright, so once we have all that down, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other lid. And as you can see, it already really neutralizes the color of the entire lid versus the one that doesn't have the primer. Alright, so now both of our lids are sort of like a neutral color. It's like a blank canvas for us to lay the eyeshadow on top. So I'm going to take my flat eyeshadow brush, which is the one that I mentioned first. Just any flat brush that's thin enough and flat, like a paddle almost. And the color that I'm going to use is the gold one that I mentioned from MAC. I will find the color for you guys and put it in the description box so you can go out and buy it if you really like it. I'm going to just dip my brush. I'm going to sweep it on the eyeshadow. So just probably like 3 or 4 times that I'm going to sweep it. And then I'm going to tap off the excess. So you just can take your hand and just tap, tap, tap. So any excess eyeshadow that's on the brush will just fall. Now I'm going to start by applying it on the lid, and you want to do a patting motion. You don't want to sweep, otherwise you'll get it all over your under eyes. So you want to just pat it all over the eyelid. You don't want to take it too far up, just where your eyelid is, so just up to where kind of the hollow part of your eye is. I'm just going to pat that all over the lid. And you can go back in and take more depending on, you know, if you want more or if it's not quite as strong as the color that you had hoped it would be. But MAC eyeshadows are really pigmented, so I can assure you that the color will be very pigmented. Alright. So I have that initial coating. I'm going to go back in and apply a little bit more. Just pat, pat, pat away. So it should look like this. And it's okay if it has a sharp line. That's what we're going to use the blending brush for. So I'm going to do the other side. So now that you've laid the color down, we want to blend it so that it doesn't have this kind of sharp line. And it's just kind of like nice and blended and fades into the rest of the eye. So that's where your blending brush will come in. And you want to make sure that this is clean. You don't want to, you know, have any other color go on there. You just want to use this for blending. So what you're going to do is grab the brush from the back. You don't want to hold it too tight like this, otherwise you're not really letting the brush do the work. So you want to hold it from the back, and I like to start on the outer edge and do just tiny little circular motions like that, and kind of close my eye a little bit and just do circular motions. You could even do windshield wiper motions like this until you see that that color starts to just kind of fade and it's not as sharp as when we started. I'm going to keep blending until you think it's a nice gradient effect. So now you can see it looks much better than the other eye that's got kind of like a really sharp line. This looks a little bit more blended and like, you know, doesn't look quite as harsh as that one. So I'm going to go ahead and blend the other side. And it really just makes the world of difference just having one color all over the lid, and just by blending it you're going to have it just be a nice fade and it's not going to be harsh. Now the last step is obviously to apply some mascara, because if you leave it like this, it just looks, you know, your eye doesn't still quite look as defined. So I'm going to curl my eyelashes and apply some mascara. So there you have it, even just with one eyeshadow all over the lid. It just gives something a little bit, you know, special and extra to the eyes than without any eyeshadow. This is my go-to kind of eyeshadow application, just one eyeshadow and then blending it. This is what I wear for work when I just, you know, I'm not feeling like doing a whole intricate eye look. I always go back to this. So that'll be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope it was informative for you all. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you have any other suggestions, I definitely will be doing more of these makeup basic videos. So I would love to hear what you guys have to say. And I think that'll be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!